Do you have an idea of how profitable each of your products and services is, or are you working on gut instinct? I frequently talk to people who give me their gut instinct about a particular product or service which is definitely their most profitable. And then actually, as we start to dig into the nitty-gritty of what goes into the delivery of each of their products and services, they are very often surprised to find that something they thought was really juicy is actually not generating a huge amount of revenue at all. Now, I know that sometimes this idea of nitty-gritty numbers feels either boring or too challenging or just kind of out there and far too complicated. But when you really get to grips with your numbers, the clarity that it gives you, the feeling of having ownership of your business and of actually knowing what you're doing is massive. If this kind of thing is totally alien to you, then I would say have a conversation with your accountant about it, because if you've got a good accountant, this is exactly the type of thing they will really love to get into the nitty-gritty of with you. And interestingly, I would also say, if you have a conversation with your accountant and they don't want to have this conversation with you, that probably tells you that they're not that great an accountant after all, and you could do with somebody who is a bit more dynamic and proactive. But you can also do some very quick and dirty calculations on this yourself. Yes, you can spend ages getting into the absolute nitty-gritty and the reality of the numbers, but quick and dirty is always a good place to start. So think about a particular product or a service that you deliver. Think about the revenue that generates for you. Think quite closely then about how much of your time goes into delivering that product or that service. And it's very easy to think it's only that chunk of face-to-face time and that's all it takes. But there's always prep time, there is time to maintain your clients, to keep in touch with them, to organise new bookings, reporting, analytics. There's always lots more that goes into it. So think about all the different stages of managing each client and just how much work goes into that. Think as well about how easy it is to capture these clients. Are these people that constantly come to you by referral? It's an absolute doddle. It's almost no marketing whatsoever. Or are they people where actually it takes several meetings, lots of phone calls, a series of communications and proposals and quotes, and it's quite a protracted length of time for you, quite a lengthy process and a lot of your time, because that needs to be factored in to the hourly rate that you are generating through each of the sales of these products and services. And then what you want to think about on the flip side of this is the overheads of your business. You can do a super simple calculation on how much it costs to run your business every hour. So you just need to look at your annual overheads, or if you don't have that, just go and look at a couple of months. So what is a typical monthly overhead for you? Make sure you factor in any annual costs. So if you pay things like your accountants every year, equate that to a month, and just divvy that up in terms of how many hours typically are you working every month, and therefore what are the actual hourly costs to run your business. And when I say you're working, I mean more how many hours is the business open essentially every month. Just literally divide the total overheads by that figure, and that will tell you this is how much it costs to run the business every hour. Then you can look at how profitable are these products and services. How does that compare to how much it costs to run the business every hour? And within that cost to run the business every hour should be your salary as well. Far too many people leave that bit out when they do these kind of calculations. So once you've got those figures, then you can actually genuinely see which of your products or services are generating the best revenue, the best hourly rate, so they are actually the best use of your time or the best return on your time. And then you can look at, okay, what do I need to now sell more of, sell less of, increase my prices, or make some changes to. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you think the whole thing sounds bamboozling, but you're sitting there thinking, but I really don't know which of my products are profitable and whether they all are or not, come and have a chat with me about my one-to-one coaching, because this is exactly the kind of stuff that I am really happy to help people with, help you clarify your pricing, your products, your packaging, and how to take it all forward in the right way. So just go and have a nosy at my website, tayloreat.co.uk. You can see my one-to-one options on there, and you can just send me a little contact request, and we can have a chit chat and get a good old chin wag in the diary.